Good evening, classmates. I'm going to discuss Prospero's unjust use of magic in Shakespeare's final play, The Tempest, written in 1612. Throughout the play, the use of sorcery is evident with his conjuring up of the tempest, his sleeping spells, and ordering the spirits Ariel to perform supernatural tasks for him. What I will discuss is whether these actions are immoral for what Prospero is trying to achieve. He's a nice enough character as portrayed by Shakespeare, but he often is misguided in his attempts to reconcile his feud with his brother. He manipulates situations to come out on top, but he clearly and ultimately gets him and Miranda off the island. Some might argue that he is being noble, but he clearly uses others to build his power and complete his plan. Prospero controls many of the characters in the play with his sorcery and extensive education. He resembles the power-hungry Americans of our generation, who will use whatever tricks they can to gain power or to move up in the world. I will argue how he is just as corrupt as the white-collar villains of today's society. Prospero's magic skills and hierarchical status are devices he uses to gain back control of his land and to take on his brother. In the play, they describe Prospero as being known for his dignity and intelligence. His studies helped him achieve power, but it wasn't always innocent subjects. The book and mantle play a big role in his attempt to clear his name through sorcery. During the King James era, most plays followed a code of honor or morals which most people went by. In this place, we come in contact with Caliban, who has no ethics and who was merely a savage before Prospero and Miranda educated him. Caliban suggests that their knowledge has only been a burden to him and that he was better off without it. Dr. Chavis' dissertation hints to the idea that the island was essentially pure, stating, "I contend, then, that Prospero's island is a space that Shakespeare has woven to exact cultural change for his purpose of reconciliation, and that evil can penetrate the natural world with ease." Without language and system of civilized moral codes, Prospero taught Caliban he would never understand. Without the moral codes Prospero taught Caliban, he would never have understood the conditions of his evil. When Prospero enslaved Caliban, after teaching him so much, he made him resent that he ever learned at all. Another manipulative type of sorcery that Prospero places on Caliban is tricking him into letting him be the king of the island. Prospero thinks very little of Caliban and very highly of himself, which leaves little room for the least educated and magical one to gain power. The way Prospero enslaved Caliban controlled Ariel and withheld information from Miranda shows us another feature of his controlling nature. He chose to do this so that everyone on the island would follow him faithfully, without question. Although Ariel and Caliban still questioned why they should honor and obey him. The way in which Prospero directed every scenario as if he is the puppet master of his own Shakespearean play. It provides an insight into the magic of reality and illusion. It also portrays a sense of control that high-class people had over others. Nelson Sherwin Bushnell and Stacey Johnson make compelling arguments about the state of actual magic or the skill of learned men. Bushnell suggested that the tempest was a natural occurrence and that possibly he was in tune with nature so much from his stay on the island that he knew the storm was coming and it could aid him with his plans. He's more or less presented as an opportunist here. Johnson suggests that men who are so smart may have made a pact with the devil and in turn are very powerful. While Prospero isn't essentially evil, he has moments of vengeance, which are shown when he snaps at Ariel and the way he speaks to Caliban. Being able to order spirits and enslave a savage race doesn't appear to be magical. I'd say it's more of using what you already know to get what you want. Caliban understands that he too could be great and powerful if only he took the time to study the way Prospero did. He suggests that Prospero would be a fool just like him if not for the books he studied so intently. It can be said that these suggested magical events are just a strong will from a brilliant and desperate man trying to get his life back. Not all men in power are as virtuous in their acts as Prospero seems to be in Shakespeare's play, but his freedom is worth more than the moral standards he was raised on. The wretchedness of those with knowledge and power is often greater than the uneducated savages of the world. Throughout the play, we see acts of Prospero's selfishness and his desire to be free, with little regard for how it will affect others. He would stop at nothing to get his dukedom back and to be rescued from the island. He does, however, keep his word to Ariel only after using him to his full advantage. The greatest leaders will use any leverage they can to beat out the competitors and take what they believe to be theirs. In this case, Prospero used magic and the knowledge from many years of study to make his dreams come true and to seek payback for his brother's cruel ejection. Seeking revenge not only tainted his brother's life, but the lives of others. This is the true injustice. Prospero is no better than the leaders of Wall Street, the government, or corporate America.